For this video, we're going to go over ellipse characteristics. So what I mean by that is you're finding the values of A, B, C in order to do your center, your foci, your covertice, and your vertices, and then your major axis and your minor axis. So when you're given an equation, like in this first example, first you have to identify which standard form of equation for ellipse. Now you look at the bottom numbers, so 49 and 36. 49 is the bigger number, so that's going to be for A squared, I mean. And then 36 will be B squared. So again, the bigger number will always go with A squared, and A squared is underneath of X. So I'm going to use this form right here. So once I identify the correct standard form, now I will use the correct formulas for foci, the vertice, covertice, major axis, and minor axis. So first we need to identify our ABC values before we could do any of the characteristics of ellipse. So A squared is 49. So if I want to go find A, I'm simply going to do the square root of both sides. So A is 7 plus and minus 7. Now B squared is equal to 36. I want to look for B, so I'm going to do the square root of B squared and then the square root of 36. So B is equal to positive and negative 6. So we got A equals positive negative 7, B equals positive negative 6. Now to find C. So the formula is C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared. If I'm looking for C, I'm simply going to be doing the square root of A squared minus B squared. So the square root of 49 minus 36 so once I plug those numbers in, 49 minus 36 inside the square root, I'm going to work that out. That's going to become 13. We can't do the square root of it, nor we can simplify it, so C will equal to the square root of 13. So we got our ABC values. So A is equal to plus and minus 7. B is equal to positive negative 6. And then C is square root of 13. Now there's one thing I forgot to write in. Since I did the square root, C is equal to positive and negative. So don't forget to put positive and negative on the C value. Alright, now I'm going to make room to start finding our characteristics for an ellipse. Now the center for this form is the same as the ones before. Which is H, comma, K. This, where the number with X is H, the number with Y is K. Why did I write that? The example here is 6. Alright. So it's supposed to be a y minus 6. Originally I had y minus k. That was a mistake. So it's supposed to be y minus 6. So my h value is, since it's x minus 7, it's going to be a positive 7. Since mine is y minus 6, the k value is going to be a positive 6. So my center will be at positive 7, comma, positive 6. That's our center. Alright, now we're going to do our foci. So it's going to be 2 points. So for foci, the formula is h plus and minus c comma k. So what it means is that it's going to be h plus c comma k and h minus c comma k. So that's why we have that plus and minus, is for that plus and minus c right here. Alright, so I'm going to plug in the values for h and c and then k. So h 7, then plus square root of 13 comma k, and then parenthesis, and then 7 minus square root of 13 comma k. Now here, since a whole number with a square root number that we can't simplify, we can't combine it without a calculator. So all I'm going to do is leave it like this: 7 plus square root of 13 comma, I don't know why I keep writing k when I was supposed to write my k value, which is 6. My mistake. So my foci points are 7 plus square root of 13 comma 6, and then 7 minus square root of 13 comma 6. So those are my 2 focus points, or my foci. So that's, I'm going to leave it like that. So that's all you have to do for your answer for foci. Now, next is our vertices. The formula for vertice is h plus minus a comma k. So that means it's going to be 2 points, h plus a comma k, and then h minus a comma k. So I'm going to plug in my values for h and then a. So 7 plus 7 comma 6, and then 7 minus 7 comma 6. So what's going to happen is we're going to have 2 points. This one over here, 7 plus 7 will be 14 comma 6, and then here 7 minus 7 will be 0 comma 6. So that's going to be our 2 vertex points, or vertices. Now we're going to do the co-vertices. The formula for that will be the opposite of this. So h comma k plus and minus b. So it would be h comma k plus b, and then h comma k minus b. Alright, so we're going to plug in the h, k, and b values. So 7 comma 6 plus 6, and then 7 here, 6 minus 6. So then I'm going to write it out, simplifying the 2 co-vertex points. So the first one here, 7 with 6 plus 6, that's going to be 7 comma 12. And then here, 7, 6 minus 6 will be 0. So these are our 2 co-vertex points, or co-vertice points. And then don't forget, this is our center. Alright, so make sure you know the formulas for center, foci, vertice, and co-vertice. Next, I'm going to erase to make more room to do major axis and minor axis, which won't take long. Alright. Major axis will be y equal k, so therefore our major axis will be at y equal positive 6. And then minor axis will be x equal to h, so therefore it will be x equal to positive 7. And then there's the answer for major axis and minor axis. So that's all I have to do. So in review, identify our A, B, C value, and then H and K values. But first, examine the problem that you have, identify which one is A squared to determine which standard form to use in order to use the correct formulas for foci, vertices, co-vertices, major axis, and minor axis. In the second example, we have the square of x minus 5 over 16 plus the square of y plus 7 over 64 equal to 1. So first we have to identify which standard form for equation of ellipse to use. So we identify the bottom numbers, our denominators, and which one is the bigger number, 64. So 64 will go with a square. And the smaller number will go with b squared. So I see that my a squared is underneath the y, so we're going to go with the second standard form for equation of ellipse. So we're going to identify our ABC values. So a squared is equal to 64. So all I'm going to do is do the square root because I'm simply looking for a. So a will equal to positive and negative 8. Then I'm going to do the same thing. B squared is equal to 16. So since I'm looking for b, I'm going to do the square root of both sides. So b will equal to positive and negative 4. Next we're going to do the c value. So c will equal to the square root of a squared minus b squared so I'm going to plug in. It will be 64 minus 16 so when we do 64 minus 16 it will be 48. Now 48, you can actually still simplify that. So first we're going to break it down into two factors where one is a perfect square. I would highly suggest with the bigger perfect square number, which is 16. So I'm going to break up into 16 times 3 for 48. Next I'm going to split up into the square root of 16 times square root of 3. So from there, the only thing I can simplify is the square root of 16, so it will become 4 times square root of 3, which will be 4 square root of 3. So that's going to be our c value. So a is positive and negative 8, b is positive and negative 4, and c is positive and negative 4 square root of 3. Alright, we got our ABC value. I'm going to erase to make more room. Now, next we need to identify our h and k value. Number with x will be h, number with y will be k. So I'm going to write right here, h will equal to, since it's x minus 5, h will be positive 5, k, so since it's y plus 7, k will be negative 7. Alright, so we got our a, b, c, h, and k values. So we're going to do our center. Which will always be h, comma, k. So I'm just going to plug in the values. So our center would be at positive 5, comma, negative 7. So that's going to be our center. That's all you have to do. Next, we're going to do foci. Now the formula for foci is different from the last example. So it's going to be h, comma, k plus and minus c. So we're going to have 2 points, h, comma, k plus c, and then h, comma, k minus c. So we're going to plug in the values. So my h value is 5, k is negative 7, plus 4 square root of 3, and then the second one, 5, comma, negative 7, minus 4 square root of 3. So here, since we have a whole number with a radical number here, so I'm just going to leave it as negative 7 plus 4 square root of 3, and negative 7 minus 4 square root of 3. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then this is our center. Alright, next is vertices. So vertice will be h, the formula for it, h, comma, k plus and minus a. So again, 2 points. So h, comma, k plus a, and h, comma, k minus a. So I'm just going to plug in the values. So 5, negative 7 plus 8, and then 5, comma, negative 7 minus 8. So our 2 points will be 5, comma, 1, and then 5, comma, negative 15. Those will be our 2 vertice points. Alright, now our co-vertices. That one will be h plus and minus b, comma, k. So our 2 points will be h plus b, comma, k, and then h minus b, comma, k. So I'm going to plug in the values. So 5 plus 4, comma, negative 7, and then 5 minus 4, comma, negative 7. So our 2 co-vertices points will be 9, comma, negative 7, and then 1, comma, negative 7. So those will be our 2 co-vertice points, or 2 co-vertex points here. Alright, so here's our center, 5, comma, negative 7. Our foci is 5, comma, negative 7 plus 4 square root of 3, and 5, comma, negative 7 minus 4 square root of 3. Our vertice points is 5, comma, 1, and 5, comma, negative 15. And then our 2 co-vertex points is 9, comma, negative 7, and 1, comma, negative 7. Next, I'm going to make room for major axis and minor axis. So major axis will be x equal to h, so therefore the answer is x equals to positive 5. Our minor axis will be y equal to k, so then our answer will be y equal to -7. So that would be your final answer for major axis here and minor axis there. So to review, to emphasize, given a problem, identify which standard form to use in order to use the correct formulas for foci, vertices, covertices, major axis, and minor axis. Once you do that, next identify your ABC values. Don't forget what you have in the problem. 64, that's for a squared. 16, that's for b squared. You need to do the square root if you are to do the or find the values for a and b, and once you have that, you should be able to find the c value. Once you have those three values, next find h and k. Once you find all of those values, you can start using the correct formulas, plug it in, and then just do algebraic skills, algebraic work in order to find your center, foci, covertices, vertices, major axis, minor axis.